Because it forces us to make us believe which one it is. Who says backwards? Who says forwards? Let me hear some ideas. I heard backwards. Tell me why it's backwards. Oh, careful, careful. Thank you, Danielle. Thank you. Let's clear that up right now. Backwards doesn't mean left or right shading. It means what information you have. If you have a percentage and you're looking for z-scores, it's backwards. Do we have a percentage? No, we have z-scores. That makes it forwards. Remember, I made those terms up, and I apologize for not making them more slick. But they do make sense. If you can believe, if you know what forwards is, you'll know what backwards is automatically. So this is definitely forwards because you have the z's and you're going for an area. Cool? And you'll know right away, as soon as you start running the program, you'll know you're in the right place. So programs to normal. It asks what's forward and backward. Okay, let's guess what's forward. Oh, yes, I'm in the right place because it's between. It is going between -4/3 and 2/3. So between -4/3 and -2/3. It's going to shade it for us. That looks like ours. That looks like ours. 16%. 16%. 1 in 6 people. Don't normal. 1 in 6 people. Ish. 16% is 1 in 6. If that's okay with you guys. Pretty fair? Let's back out to this curve again. I love this curve. Hey, we just got something else for free. Not only are 1 in 6 people dull normal, 1 in 6 people are also, what do you think? Say that again, be brave. Sharp normal. Give me the range of IQ scores they are. 110 to 120, don't they have to be? Think about it. This curve is perfectly symmetric left to right. Perfectly symmetric. So the line that we drew up here on 90 has to have a sister line at 110. And 80 has to have a sister line out at 120. Which means that, pretend that's in the right place. Apologies. This has to be the same 16% that that is. So out of every 6 people you run into, on average, pretend with me. Say it, brothers and sisters. Sean can't draw. Every 6 people you meet on average, one's dull normal, one's sharp normal. There you go. And the other 4 are roll the dice. And then again, I don't care what that means. I don't want to get hung up in what IQ is implying. I know it's used very often. I think it's used very often because it's a measure. You can get the measure via a test. I think also it's pushed quite a bit. It's pushed quite a bit. And you have to concern yourself with this kind of stuff. Because, to give you an example. Do you guys go to Bobcat orientation before you came to school here? A couple of you guys did, a few of you. I was talking to some data collectors for that. What they did was they tracked students that did and didn't go to Bobcat orientation. So they took you guys, averaged your GPAs, and then took the ones that didn't, averaged those GPAs. And they said, you guys have a higher GPA on average than the ones that didn't, so therefore Bobcat orientation is a success. And I said, I would love to believe that, but that doesn't prove anything. Why does that not prove anything?
No idea.
What, Austin, give me, logical fallacy, give me more, you make me salivate.
You can't say because they went to Bobcat orientation, their GPA was better.
Correlation does not imply causation. Thank you, sir. Right, you can't get this because of this. Very, very good. Good, that's a way more overreaching goal. Thank you, sir. Why couldn't you say that? Why couldn't you say that? It's tempting to say that, yeah? Because it's tempting to say that the only way the students that went to Bobcat orientation are different than the ones that didn't is the fact that you guys went to Bobcat orientation. It's tempting to say, except it's wrong to say, isn't it? Aren't there other variables? Yeah. Who's going to go to Bobcat orientation? Probably responsible students. So they're kind of preloaded for success, right? They're kind of preloaded for success. So what I suggested they should do is they should open Bobcat orientation, take half of those that apply for it. If they want to track them, then track the half that wanted to go but couldn't. Then of the ones that didn't go, maybe offer slots to some of those for Bobcat orientation. Try to people it. That's going to be the toughest script to people, obviously. You have to go to this freaking thing. Yes, go. And then measure the ones that didn't go but didn't want to go. Then you have 4 groups. Those who went, those who wanted to go but couldn't go, those who didn't want to go but went, and those who didn't want to go and didn't go. Measure them meaningfully. My other problem with measuring them that way is the fact that it's GPA. What is that an accurate measure of?
Nothing.
I don't know. I can prove this to you though. Twitter raises it. Twitter raises your GPA. I encourage you to Google that study.
Wow.
It's a great study. It's full of holes. It was published though, just so you know. Twitter raises your GPA. Yes, go ahead and Google that one. It's a good one of my favorites. Other than that crap, I'm not sure GPA measures anything else. So that's the problem, is how do you measure it significantly? I have no good answer for you there. Statistics raises as many questions as it answers sometimes. But I know that that's not the way you're going to measure success, is by GPA. Completion rate, maybe? If you define completion rate well, I don't know, maybe. I don't know. I don't know, but I know that's not how you do it. So we're getting closer to the correct measure by throwing things away that aren't working. Now, is that fair? Good. So I want to take... I'm going to go a little further, though. I want to step away from IQ momentarily. And I want to show you the power of what you guys just did. Because you guys just did something very, very, very powerful with that little conversion, Susan. Thank you for that.